Guys, welcome to another Naft car review. Today I'm driving the Polestar 2, the brand's first fully electric car. Polestar used to be the tuning brand of Volvo, but since the Chinese Geely took over the whole bunch, they decided that Polestar could be its own brand, its own premium eco brand. So if this is a Polestar 2, there's probably also a Polestar 1, right? Right, there is. But the Polestar 1 is a pure halo car that's been important for the launch of the brand. It's very expensive, very powerful, and there's only 1,500 of them made ever. So the chance you come across one in real life is rather small. Polestar really likes to position itself as the premium eco lifestyle brand, hipster brand. But I must admit they have some of the finest branding in the industry. From the name cards to the way the cars are presented in the showrooms in city centers with the large soft boxes on top. It works, I buy it. I love the brand. Polestar clearly follows the Volvo design language. There's more, they even share a platform. So this Polestar 2 is built on the same basis as the Volvo XC40. Our test car looks absolutely stunning, but that's also because it has every option package there is. It has the Pilot, the Plus and the Performance package. These include the gold yellow details inside and out. There's the big Brembo calipers and the huge 20-inch rims. The black A-pillar is a nice detail. It makes the roof look a bit detached from the bodywork. We also have the optional one-piece glass roof with the very fancy Polestar that illuminates at night and shines through the roof. You don't need stuff like that, but it makes the brand. In the front there's the Thor's Hammer headlights, full LED, they look excellent, and apparently they're very expensive to manufacture. So also very expensive if you should ever need them replaced. I've heard through the grapevine that they are 8,000 euros. It's crazy, if it's true. And at the rear there is this continuous LED line that connects the two lights, which also has a very nice animation when you turn on or off the car. The trunk has a very handy kick to open hands-free function, and it's really conveniently organized. It's really practical to use, and this car even has a folding tow bar. How nice is that? Extra points! In the front, by the way, there's a rather small frunk to store your charging cables or a small backpack. The interior feels very Scandinavian minimalistic. That's the right kind of minimalistic, because Tesla's interior also are very minimalistic, but they don't look as nice as this one. This one has the right materials, the right fabrics, some wood, very nice interface elements. Only thing I notice in this press car that's been abused for several months is that the high gloss surfaces are getting all these little scratches on it. I think that's just something you cannot avoid from happening. This user face is one of the finest I have ever seen in any car. It is so clear, easy, beautifully made. Everything works, very intuitive. The only thing I had to search for was the way to get back to the home button. That's pushing this little bar on the bottom. And to get to the advanced options, that's this little cogwheel here, cog wheel. The materials used are pleasant, they are beautiful, but they are also recycled and free from animal products. But on the option list you will find a leather seat option. And I think that is a very strange marketing branding choice to make. Just go fully eco, animal friendly. There's also this superior audio system. There is standard heated steering wheel, heated seats. Standard because it's a Swedish car, it can get really cold out there. And all of this can be controlled through speech commands. And that's because this Polestar 2 is the first production car that is fully built around Google's Android Automotive OS. So you can use Google Assistant to control all sorts of things, just like you would with Google Home or your Android phone. And just like Google Home, I noticed that it works a lot better once you switch off Dutch, my native language, and just talk to it in English. The first day I had this Google system set up as dual language. I could talk both Dutch as English to it, and it became quite unusable. The system was confused, very slow. It answered in Dutch as well as in English. It switched languages By the way, there's a difference between Android Auto and this Android Automotive OS. Android Auto is on your Android phone and you can connect your phone to the car, similar to Apple CarPlay. Android Automotive OS is native to the car, so you don't even need a phone to operate it. And you can control a lot more of the functions of the car with Automotive OS than you would with Auto. By the way, you can also develop your own apps. For Android Automotive OS, I've put the link for that in the description below. So right now I am logged in with the same account at my home and in my car. I was expecting to get a connection between the two, to have the two systems communicate with each other, but I haven't been able to do so. In the future, you will be able to communicate with the car from your home and the other way around. You'll be able to call a Google Home speaker from within your car, or Google Home knows that you are approaching your house and turns on the lights, fills your bathtub. However, at this time, all these features are not working yet, according to Polestar, that is, because I've met some die-hard Polestar Google fans, and they told me they've already made it possible to have the two communicate with each other. So they have a Polestar 2, which communicates with their Google Home. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. One drawback of the Google Maps system is that it sometimes suggests the wrong data. Hey Google, nearby charging stations.
EVBox charging station on Hubert Tobakstraat is 0.4 kilometers away.
Hey Google,
would you like to go there?
Stop. So these EVBox charging stations are most of the time just personal, private charging stations, not public at all, but Google keeps on telling me to go there to charge my car. Of course, that's not just Google's fault. Every company can add their company details to Google Maps, and EVBox owners can add their EVBox charging point to the Google Map, and apparently they can add it as a public charging point even when it's a private one. By the way, Apple CarPlay is also coming to the Polestar 2 later this year. The driving then, Polestar 2 is so easy to start. You just have to have the key in your pocket, and then all it takes is get in, sit down and go. This car doesn't even have a start button. It uses a seat sensor and it feels your butt hit the seat, and from that point on you can just go. In the near future you won't even need your key, because all it takes is your smartphone to connect to the car to start it. Moreover, there will be the Polestar app, which will allow you to preheat your interior, for example. The one pedal drive is very pleasant to use. There's only 3 settings, so off is when you release the throttle, it will just keep on rolling. Low is a low form of brake regeneration, and standard is a quiet, heavy brake recuperation, heavy braking feel, which makes that you hardly ever have to use your brake pedal. I like this standard setting a lot. By the way, this creep function, it's not about me, it's just creep is when the car slowly rolls, when it's standing still at the lights, like an internal combustion engine would do. So I release the brake and it creeps. If I turn this off, I brake, it freezes. It's like a brick. That's creep. The adaptive cruise control with active steering assist works just great. It's a pity that you're obligated to once in a while touch your steering wheel, because you just have to. I quite frankly think this car can drive itself for a whole lot longer. This performance version is on Öhlins dampers. These dampers, combined with the huge 20-inch wheels, make it quite a firm and sporty drive, especially for a family car. That suspension, by the way, is fully adjustable, although you'd really have to roll up your sleeves to adjust it, because that's manual by turning the struts themselves. The Polestar 2 is just a lot of fun to drive, but also a lot of fun to drive really fast. I must admit, on an empty highway at night, I've really pushed it and it just keeps on going. These accelerations, 0 to 50, 50 to 70, 80 to 120 kilometers an hour, they're just instant. This of course because there's 2 electromotors, one for each axle. This car produces 408 horsepower and 660 Newton meters of torque. It does the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour without an effort, without any drama, in 4.7 seconds. 4.7! The battery has a capacity of 78 kilowatt hours, and the long-range dual motor has a WLTP range of 480 kilometers. Our car had a range of 350, maybe 400 kilometers, largely due to my retardedly enthusiastic driving style, of course. Now, is it the Tesla Model 3 killer? I wouldn't know because I haven't driven the Tesla Model 3 yet. What I can say is that I prefer the interior of this Polestar 2 to that of the Model 3. And the same goes for the exterior actually. I quite like this one. I'd prefer it over Model 3 inside and out. Now Polestar wants to be your hip eco lifestyle brand, but these cars are manufactured in China, then transported by diesel boat to the port of Zeebrugge in Belgium, while the XC40 Recharge, the Volvo version of this car, is manufactured in Ghent, in Belgium, including the batteries. Then again, the raw materials to manufacture these batteries probably come with the same ships, so it remains a difficult topic. It is a very nice car to drive very actively, but it is as good just floating around in busy traffic like this. The cockpit is a very pleasant place to be in, and the interface is just next level. The Google integration is a nice extra, and in the future it will get better and better thanks to the over-the-air updates. But that's also the downside. I sometimes have this feeling I'm beta testing a car, like it's not quite finished yet. You need an early adopter state of mind to get everything out of this car. By the way, I also had a lot of problems trying to DC charge this car. So with the fast charging, I've tried at different Luminous fast charging points along the highway, and it just wouldn't charge. I've called for the help desk, the Luminous help desk, but they could remotely reset the charging point, but they could not fix the issue. Electric driving in Belgium therefore still remains something of an adventure, but I'm glad I can be part of it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this new Naft car review. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions regarding this car, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. I'll try and answer as fast and accurately as possible. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel so this channel can also grow, evolve. We can do bigger, better car reviews. And then I'd really love to see you back in the next car review. Bye!